Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Trust Insights live stream. So what? We answer the questions that you want to know as far as marketing analytics, or in this case, generative AI. Man, I'm already stumbling over this. This is horrible. We've got, this is going to be fantastic. So we're going to do the fight here. Chris is going to update us on all the generative AI stuff that we have talked about previously, because all this stuff has changed. Has every model changed, actually?
Pretty much in the last month, so the last time I did this test, all four models have gone over major updates. Plus, we've got some new ways of looking at this stuff. So we're gonna have a lot of fun today. Well, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I don't know about anyone else.
Well, you're gonna get the results. You're gonna be able to find out which is the best without having to take the time to dig into it. Or even worse, if you haven't played with it already, you don't have to go set up 4 accounts and dig into all this stuff. So it's gonna save you a lot of time and headache. And yeah, I have to be careful. I can't just say, let's get ready to, get a lawsuit for me ripping off Michael Buffer for a boxing showdown. So I won't do that. And all right, yeah, and I will put down, I came up with my Vegas odds up front here. So the 4 runners, I've got ChatGPT is going to be the champion. GPT for all, second at 3-1, Bing 2-1, Bard at 1-2. I don't know, Bard has always been the stooge, so I'm going with that. If you want to place cash on this, go ahead, hit me up on Twitter, and we can get our Venmos traded back and forth to get the cat. Oh, that's all illegal too. Katie's gonna kill me when she comes back.
She is for sure. All right, so let's do this. First things first, I want to show the 6 categories. So here we are. These are the 6 categories. Let's move to our screen share here that we're going to be testing. This is going to be large language models. So Bing, Bard, ChatGPT, and GPT-4all. Generation, which is the ability for the model to make stuff. Extraction, which is the model's ability to take things out of text and do something with them. Summarization, the ability to shorten text, and rewriting, changing text around. Classification, which is classifying and categorizing stuff, and question answering. The last time we did this, the list was way too heavy on question answering and not enough on these other tasks. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We have 12 tasks for our contestants, and we're going to be keeping score of these. Let's go ahead and put the scoreboard up here. So we're going to score a model 2 points if it did the task well, if it created a factually true output, complete, and the output is expected. 1 point if it did the task but it fell short, and 0 points if it just imploded. So, are we ready?
Let's get ready to generative AI.
All right. Our first task today is we're going to have it write an outline for a blog post about the future of content marketing in 2024. What content marketing trends are likely given the state of content marketing today? So, John, while I paste this in, any thoughts as to where you think this is going to go?
Yeah, this is good. The question is, we'll probably get just the classic, like, do a blog and all this stuff, but the real thing for this that I want to see is, does it give you any stuff that's just absolutely wrong or fake? That's the most interesting stuff to me. All right, it's rolling here.
So Bing is rolling here. Let's go to, we got Bard. Let's get GPT-4. So we're going to use the GPT-4 model for ChatGPT. It is slower, but it is better. So let's see how, I believe Bing is already done. All right, we have, according to a report by Gartner, podcast expected. So this is providing facts, but this is not an outline for a blog post.
Right? Yeah, that's a good point. So it does have the click-throughs. That's interesting. And it says podcasting is growing. So to me, I'm calling this a huge win, but you get the
again, the direction is write an outline for a blog post. So let's give this 1 point because it kind of missed to the point.
All right, first on the board with 1 point for Bing.
First on the board with 1 point. GPT-4all, we're using the 13B Snoozy model. So you have content marketing trends. What is the role of AI, the importance of video content? This is still generating. It is, for folks who are not familiar, GPT-4all is a open source language model, the the 13B Snoozy model, and application. This is the version that you use. This is the language model you use if you're working with sensitive data, with protected data, with data where you don't want to be handing your data to a third party like OpenAI or Microsoft. Like it's sensitive data. So this is the one to use. You can get that at gpt4all.io is the way it is. So we have AI and content marketing, video content, micro influencers. What do you think, John? Does this seem reasonable?
I bumped that as 2 points. That seems like a slam dunk to me.
I would agree with you. All right, let's check in on GPT-4 from OpenAI. Introduction, the current state of marketing as of 2023, anticipated trends, AI, voice and search and smart devices. I feel like that was kind of a while back, personally. Interactives, video, live streaming, short form video, SEO, the surge of ephemeral content. Again, that's Snapchat's not new. Podcasts gaining ground, increased focus on user-generated content, purpose-driven content, brand activism, how to adapt. Okay, I mean, I think the trends are a little on the crusty side here, but this is still a success. I would say it got the job done.
Yeah, this is totally like, see, I'm already wishing that we had like a Whose Line Anyway scoring, because I would give this less points than the other one, even though it does meet our 2-point criteria.
Okay, and let's check in on Bard. Bard says content marketing is powerful of 2024. Body, personalized content, data-driven content, meaningful experiences. This is kind of on I would say this is on the light side, but again, it wrote up with some additional things: the rise of video, the importance of community, the power of data. Okay, again, it succeeded. Is it great content? No, but did it accomplish the task we asked of it? I think the answer would be yes.
Yeah, right. Same deal. So we'll give them a 2.
Yeah, we'll give them 2. Next contestant in the generation category. And this one, we're going to be very, very stringent on the answers. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started to get all the engines rolling. Oops, let's stop this because we need to I forget. Every time you do something like this, you always want to reset the engine, clear the chat so there's no previous chat history. This time, we're asking for a list of recommendations for preventing COVID. And the 3 things that we are looking for here, talking about masks, vaccination, and ventilation. If any of the services write up those 3 things, then it's a win. Oops, I forgot this needs to be in GPT-4. Let's switch it over. Okay, so while it's thinking, Bard, here we go. Get vaccinated and boosted. Wear a mask in indoor settings. Stay at home when you're sick. Avoid close contact. Traveling. Okay, so it got masks and it got vaccination. It didn't get ventilation. So I'm going to give this 1 point.
1 point for Bard slipping.
The point for Bard there. Let's see how GPT-4all is going. Here we are. Social distancing, wear a mask, wash your hands, get vaccinated. Okay, still, it missed ventilation, which is super important. So that's a 1-pointer for GPT-4all. Let's see. Bing, wear a mask, get vaccinated, avoid poorly ventilated spaces. Good. So Bing, I would give that the full 2 for that one. And let's set GPT-4all. Get vaccinated, wear masks, avoid quasi-poorly ventilated spaces. 2 points for that. So, generally speaking, decent job. But there were some differences there.
Oh, all right. So ChatGPT just barely pulling ahead there with that.
Yeah. Okay. So that was generation, right? We've been talking. That was the first category, generation. Let's go to extraction next. The next task. We're going to have, let's go ahead and clear this chat with a new one here. I'm giving it the task, identify the company name and job title from this job listing. Now, this job listing is from Virgin Media. It is Senior Digital Analytics Implementation Engineer. So we're going to get that going. Reset chat. Go up for Bard here. Let's go to Bing. Clean things up. Go. And GPT-4all. Clean things up. And go. All right, let's see how we're doing here. So Bard, the company is Virgin Media. The job title is Senior Digital Analytics Implementation Engineer. Here's a link to the job listing that you can't click on. But it got it correct. So 2 points for Bard. Let's see. GPT-4 couldn't do it. based on the URL, Virgin Media job title, but it didn't fetch from the website. Now there is a plugin for GPT-4, but I don't know. Should we use it or not?
That's a good. Well, what you would have to install it now? How much of a pain is that to do?
Oh no, it's not. It's not an install. It's just you go to GPT-4 and you choose the web browsing. Yeah, what the heck? Let's give it a try.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know you could do that. So how does that work then? Is it actually going and doing a query to grab a page?
Yeah, it's going out surfing the web right now.
So this is protecting humanity here. You're saying, hey, you cannot go out and do stuff in the real world. Oh,
Okay.
all right. So that turns it around.
Yeah, that turns it around there. So the stock model without. Let's see. So we got GPT-4. Let's check in on Bing. The company name is Virgin Media, and the job title Senior Digital Analytics Engineer. Okay, so 2 points there.
2 points for that's Bing.
For Bing. And GPT for all. It got it correct as well. Virgin Media, the Senior Digital Analytics. That's surprising. All 4 got the job done.
Oh wait. Well, so is that right? No, I thought I had one point ahead. Who missed a point?
Oh gosh, I don't remember. We'd have to go back.
No, because didn't one of them got one of the Bard got it wrong, didn't it? Or got 1 point instead of 2? Otherwise, all right. So Bard needs to be up 6. That's what it is. Bard is still in the lead by a point.
Yeah. Okay. Next, we're going to make a list of the Fortune 10 companies, and it's very specific. We want it returned in a pipe delimited format with the following columns: company name, year founded, annual revenue, position on the list, website, domain name. So this is a very complex task. Let's go ahead and wait. Did I clear Bard? I did not.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I come up with zeros frequently. So I'm very interested to see how this one goes.
Okay. New chat and GPT-4. We're going to leave it there. Let's have it do its thing. Let's go to GPT for all, clear that, and go. And Bing, clear that, and go. Let's see what we got going on here. So one thing that's interesting is when you watch Bing, you see that it's essentially rewriting your inquiry as a search query. It goes to its search engine, and it pulls the data back and then uses the GPT model to rewrite it. Here we go. We got 2022, Walmart, Amazon, and we have the correct company name, year founded, annual revenue, position on the list, website, domain name. So far,
2 points.
Yeah, 2 points for Bing. Let's go ahead and check in on GPT for all is thinking. ChatGPT is thinking. Which is a lot of surfing. Here we have Bard. Let's see. Here's the year founded. So Walmart, Amazon, Apple. We have the name, the year founded, annual revenue, position on the list, website, domain name. That looks pretty good. That's some good markdown code right there. One thing though. Oh wait, there it is. Alphabet. I would say someone else.
Oh no, Google.
Yeah, but it is Alphabet. Let's see how we're doing in GPT for all. Interesting. This is coming up with different numbers in different companies.
Right. Yeah, because we don't know which year, so it's.
Let's actually go check. Now I don't know the answer to this. Okay, top 10: Walmart, Amazon, Apple, CVS Health, United Health Group. So so it's got to be Walmart, Amazon, and Apple as the top. Walmart, Amazon, ExxonMobil, then Apple. Oh, this is 2021, so it could not surf the web. It went to the 2021 index. So that's from 2021. So what would you give ChatGPT for that? Since it did a task, but it had to go back to 2021.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to take 1 point off of that? We'll give them single.
Yeah, let's do that. Because I mean, in terms of if you wanted to use this for work, right? You definitely want the freshest version.
Current stuff, sure.
Okay, and let's check GPT for all. So GPT for all gets a 0 because this is nonsense.
Aha.
Right, JD, Walmart at the bottom of the list. No. So I think this one's a 0 here.
All right, so let's see then. Score check with that. That's Bing in the lead, and
All
then
right.
2 tied with GPT for all coming in last so far.
Okay. Let's we're gonna switch up. Next up is summarizations, our third category. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna give it an academic question. So stop that, clear. And the question that we're going to ask is, there's a belief that after major traumatic events, societies tend to become more conservative in their views. What peer-reviewed published academic papers support or refute this belief? Cite your sources. So very, very scholarly question. Let's start a new chat here. Let's go to the default. Have that go. Reset here. And have that go. And then let's go over to Bing. Clean things up. And have that go. Let's see how we're doing here. So here's Bing is going to go and do its thing. Journal of Personality Social Psychology from Scientific American. Yep. Okay, so this is a good summary of the field, and I've actually checked out these papers in the past. Those are the correct answers. So 2 points for Bing. Let's see. We have it Bard. Political Psychology, the September 11th one, Social Science Quarterly, Hurricane Katrina. Yep. Interesting. It cites different papers. Let's go check this out. Let's see if we can find it. There it is. So it exists, which is good. Okay, so I would give Bard 2 points for that as well.
2 for Bard.
Let's go to GPT for all. Yep, so the Zedner paper. Yep. Let's just
GPT for all.
Let's just double check. I think this might have been a hallucination.
Oh, really?
Let's try. Yeah. This is looking like that one's real. That one's a hallucination. Okay, so ChatGPT gets a 0 because the answers are
hallucination. Yeah, it's fake. Fake news.
Yeah, it's fake. It's literally is fake, and it's credibly looking fake. All right, let's see how GPT for all did. This is also a hallucination because it keeps coming up with the exact same author for all of its results. So GPT for all also gets a 0.
All right, so that changes the board here. Bing and Bard, and then chat in the hole.
Okay, next is we're going to have it summarize a conference call. So, and the request is summarize the following conference call and transcript into meeting notes appropriate for distribution. Identify the top 5 major points from the call. So I'm going to go ahead and I've got this whole thing stored up here. Let's go ahead and paste it first into here. And we're going to go to Bard, reset Bard, paste that in there. Next, let's go to GPT-4, paste this in here, and go to Bing, clean things up, and paste it in here. So let's see how we're doing here. Let's check in. So GPT for all, prompt exceeds the window size, cannot be processed. So GPT for all gets a 0 on this one.
Another 0.
Yep. We have OpenAI. Yep, this is looking good. It's not done yet, but this is definitely the way it's supposed to look. Drawbacks of AI in marketing. Yep. Yep. Okay. Full marks for ChatGPT. This is exactly what we wanted from the meeting notes.
All right, 2 points there. That makes it competitive.
Bard, top 5 points as you use potential drawbacks, different platforms. This is very nice. Good job, Bard. Full marks.
Mm-hmm.
And let's check in on Bing. Let's see. Bing gives me advice.
Uh-oh.
It does get the 5 points here, but it's funny that response, is like, okay, I'm not sure what you're trying to do there, but yeah, these points are correct. So I would still give it accomplish the task. It's factually correct, but it is definitely not the optimal output there for summarization.
Okay, so you're going to go full 2 points on that one.
Full 2 points on that one. So
all right.
our next category is going to be rewriting. So this is going to be fun. Now, going to give everyone a trigger warning. We're going to have some profanity on screen. If you are watching with young children, this would be a time to usher them away from the screen. The task we're going to give them is to rewrite this following email in a professional tone of voice. This email here, you can clearly see, is not something that professionally you should ever say in the office, but it may be how you actually feel. So let's go ahead and get Bing going on that. Let's clear up GPT for all. Let's go ahead and now get Bard on the task and ChatGPT with the GPT-4 model. All right, so let's check in on Bing first. Here's a possible rewrite of this email. Dear Bob, I hope this finds attention. It's not for process. Busy at the task. Be helpful if you can provide. Yep, that's good. 2 points for Bing for writing the a professional tone of voice. Let's check in on GPT-4. Very nice. That's a very verbose,
Heavy copywriting.
Heavy copywriting. But I like this. Is processing invoices, as you are aware, is an intricate task requiring. There's a little bit of sort of passive aggressive snark in there, as you are aware.
We're leaning on them hard.
All right, let's see. Bard. I hope this email finds you well. Invoice processing, piling up. This is not acceptable. I need to have the invoice. Yep, I understand you're busy, but I am also busy. Very direct. Bard is
Bard's a little salty. You're gonna call that business? That gets to be a little bit gray. I think if it was a little angrier, I'd only give it 1 point, but I think it's okay.
I think it's okay too. You know, I'm fully a fan of saying what you mean. Let's see how. So this is interesting. GPT for all interpreted what Bob's response should be. So 0 points there. It did not perform the task as was told to do.
That's tough. That's another hit for GPT. I think the chance of catching up getting slim.
Exactly. Okay, so that was rewriting an email in a professional tone of voice. Next is going to be a complex one. This is a prompt we've already have written. We're going to have it examine this code in R, look for bugs, and then rewrite the code to be more efficient. So let's go ahead and get GPT for all on the job, reset Bard, and get it on the job. Start a new chat with GPT-4 and OpenAI, and let's go ahead and get Bing doing its work. Now this is not a proprietary code by any means, but it is there are some opportunities in here to do things a little bit better. So, whoops, there we go. Let's see how our contestants are doing. First, GPT for all is thinking. Might have broken it.
Not good for the last place contestant.
Yeah. Let's see how is Bard doing. Bard says, here's a bug-free, optimized, and commented R code. So it's got clean DF. Yep. Remove duplicate rows.
Wow, lots of comments from Bard.
Lots of comments. Well, I told it to add comments in. What's interesting is it has split up the code an awful lot. Like there's a lot more. The initial code was very compact, if you look. And this is broken out into tiny little pieces. And so this is technically cleaner code, but it's less efficient. So
yeah, right. Takes more brain power for somebody who doesn't know it to figure out what's going on. It seems like that would be a lot to chew.
Yeah, so I'm going to give this 1 point because this is not optimized.
Okay, so only 1 to Bard on that one.
Yep. Let's see. See how OpenAI's ChatGPT is doing here. It says Dave's connection. So it does some documentation first. It goes through its choices, and then it says load the necessary libraries. This looks nice. It did not hose any of the stuff. It did split out the users into a different array, which is nice. So 2 points for ChatGPT. Really good job. Bing, how did Bing do? Let's see. I can help you with that. Here's the code inline with comments. So Bing. Okay, interestingly, Bing only added comments. It did not refactor the code at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it did. Let me just double check. Yeah, Bing did not make any changes to the code other than adding comments. So I would give that 1 point because it really,
okay,
yeah, there are options that it could have done better. And GPT-4 all, let's see how it's doing here. Define database connection. It is doing essentially the same thing as Bing. So it has not made changes to the code. It has only added the commenting. So 1 point for that.
Oh, that's not going to be any help for GPT for all.
Yep. Okay, so that was some rewriting stuff. Next up is going to be classification, category number 5. Let's go ahead and stop generating and clear up things. And for this task, we have this text. So this is from the conference call that we were just looking at. I'm going to go ahead and ask it to do a big 5 personality score of the other person that I was talking to. So get back going there. Let's get a new chat with GPT-4 going. Go to Bard. And let's go to Bing. So new topic. Okay. So let's see how we're doing here. Big 5 personality traits. So it's doing some explanation, lengthy explanation.
Mm.
Let's see. Bard, openness 6 out of 10, consciousness 7 out of 10, 5 out of 10. And then the explanations of its scores. So 2 points for Bard. Good job. Okay, let's close these other tabs here while we're on them. It's interesting. So this is kind of interesting. The GPT-4 is coming up with the same format, but different scores.
Mm-hmm.
Openness to experience consciousness. If we go back to Bard, so it went 6 out of 10 for openness there, 7 out of 10 for conscientiousness, 5 out of 10 for extroversion, 8 out of 10 for agreeableness, 4 out of 10 for neuroticism. Now this is going, so 8, 8, 5. So I don't actually agree with GPT-4's assessment. You know, I had the conversation with this person. They were exceptionally extroverted to the point where they were almost over enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm.
So,
so you give 1 point to ChatGPT for that, or
they were agreeable. This is tough because personality is so subjective too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the others have come up with. GPT-4 all, nothing, 0 points. Good job. And Bing came up with 3, 4, 3. So Bing's scores are way off. So Bing gets, I mean, it tried, so I would give it 1 point. But it's factually incorrect.
All right.
So given that for the other two, I'll give them both 2 points. Bard and GPT-4. Yeah, because they at least are in the ballpark, whereas Bing was like way off.
All right, so that still keeps Bing and Bard toe to toe.
All right. So next up, we are going to do classification of a blog post. So we've got this blog post. This is ripped straight from the headlines today of the Supreme Court ruling. And we're going to be asking for an analysis with this is topic modeling and sentiment. So the output should be a table of the topic, the score for the topic, and then the sentiment score. So let's see how each of these do. Let's switch over to GPT-4. Go to Bard. Go to GPT-4 All. And let's go to Bing. All right.
GPT-4 All could use a big hit here, and I'm not expecting that.
No. All right, here's the pipe dilemma table with 3 scores you requested. So we have Supreme Court. Yep, Silicon Valley. These are the topics. Gonzalez versus Google. Interesting. So it broke it out, and it's doing sentiment as well by the specific. That's really cool. And then it's got a nice little summary here of what the article is about. Nice. I would call that that's a 2-pointer.
2-pointer for Bing.
Yep. Let's check in on Bard. We got ourselves a nice table. I asked Bard specifically for a score on column 3, and it gave me a sentiment category instead. Law, terrorism, social media, liability, section 2. Okay, so the topics are correct. The probabilities numbers look good. This is tough because from a data perspective, if I was building a tool, this would break my code. So I'm going to give this 1 point, even though from a human perspective, this is okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Let's see how GPT-4 All is doing. Very nice. So This is Supreme Court decisions, social media liability, 2 points, right? That's exactly how we want that to look. This is something I could take and put right into my own software. And GPT-4 All. Well.
Shaping up to be a 0. Let's see if
it's not looking good. Not looking good. It's not a table. I mean, it is factually correct, but is not even close to the output that we've requested of it.
The suspense is killing me here.
The processing speed is killing me. This is using my computer's GPU.
Your machine doesn't light on fire.
That's it. Yeah, 0.
Okay. That's
good.
Easy to score. So here we are.
Okay, and the last section is going to be question answering specific questions. This is open question answering, the kind of things that you would want to know. So let's first do, what do you know about marketing expert Christopher Penn? Be a little egocentric here, right?
Ego search, right?
Ego search. Go ahead and reset Bard. And go to Bing. Clean things up. All right. Here we go. Okay. Yep, that looks good. It's interesting. It's pulling from podcast. I'm guessing from Marketing Over Coffee first. My website, LinkedIn. So Bing, 2 points. GPT-4 All, factually incorrect. I do not do the Marketing Companion podcast. I do not have a company named Marketing, nor am I the CEO. This is sort of nonsense, so 0 points for that.
Yeah, big miss there.
Yep. Google says co-founder chief data scientist Trust Insights. Yep. Speaker. Yeah, for markers. Interesting that so it's pulling from places I've spoken, like HeapCon, things like that, not from my personal website. But 2 points. This is the correct answer.
Yeah, Bard strong.
And OpenAI, let's see, as of 2021, yep, it's co-founder Trust Insights. Those correct books, yep. So 2 points for GPT-4. All right. And our last question today for our contestants is, who was President of the United States in 1566?
Oh, this is interesting.
So let's go ahead and get everybody rolling here.
Testing error handling here.
Testing whether you're just going to hallucinate an answer or whether you have some actual fact checking. And we could put something more controversial in, but that's another show for another time. There's no president of the United States in 1566. The first president was 1789. That is the correct answer. 2 points for GPT-4 for not just making things up.
Too little, too late for GPT-4.
Let's go ahead and check Bing. There was no president in 1566. The United States did not exist as a country until 1776. That is correct. 2 points there.
Oh, that slams the door.
Yep. Bard. There was no president in the U.S. because it didn't exist in 1566. It was founded in 1776, and first president was George Washington, 1789. 2 points for Bard. And GPT-4 with ChatGPT. The first president was 1789. During the mid-16th century, it was inhabited by a variety of Native American tribes and colonization. So 2 points. So everyone got it right that time through, which a year ago was not true.
And that does not change the game for anyone then, since it's clear across the board.
Exactly. Bing. So what do we got, John? How did we do?
Yeah, Bing wins at 20, Bard right behind, surprisingly, at 19, ChatGPT right behind that at 18, and unfortunately GPT for all not breaking double digits.
So here's the thing now about this. So these scores are good. We'll leave the scoreboard up there for now. Each of these models, as you can see, had individual strengths that were better at some tasks than others. This set of tests we were doing was really about testing the capabilities across the 6 domains of generative language models, right? Generation, extraction, summarization, rewriting, classification, and question answering. Some models did better than others on certain tasks. So when you're thinking about what kind of tasks you want a large language model to do, you've got to figure out which of these tools does the best and which tools fit your needs. So GPT for all did kind of a crap job on a lot of stuff, but it is the only tool that, as of today, allows you to keep your data private. So you run it on your desktop. Data you put into it stays on your desktop, doesn't leave, doesn't go anywhere else, which means if you are working with any kind of sensitive protected information, protected healthcare information, personally identifying information, trade secrets, you do not want to be copying and pasting that into Microsoft servers or Google servers or OpenAI servers, right? That's just a lawsuit waiting to happen. So in that situation, even though GPT for all did less well on these tests, it might be the choice that you have to pick from a regulatory perspective.
Yeah, only selection. Well, and not surprising, Microsoft suddenly becoming the leader in a product somebody else came up with, and they managed to take it to the next level.
That is true. Although Microsoft's like one of the biggest investors in OpenAI, so they're running OpenAI stuff on their servers. So that is the bake-off. So, and the thing I would say here is, if you are the average person and you don't want to sign up and pay for ChatGPT Plus, which is we were using the paid version, Bing is your best bet. Right? Using Microsoft Bing is your best bet for getting pretty good answers and at no cost to you. So I can't believe that I'm saying, as a technical person, use Bing. It's a better solution.
Yeah, going back to look at my odds, I obviously missed the boat. The landscape has just changed way too much there because I had Bing and Bard coming in last. So
yeah,
I believe the casino broke today.
Exactly. Now the other thing is that Bard, the last time I tested this about a month ago, Bard has really improved. Right. So Google announced at I/O a couple of weeks ago that it's now on Palm 2, which is their model. They switched over. They made a lot of improvements, and the fact that it's now in second place ahead of ChatGPT is a big win for Google. Because, like I said, a month ago it was terrible. It was hallucinating answers left and right. So hats off to the Google team. And Paul Retzer over at the Marketing AI Institute said, don't count Google out. If there's a company that can get up to speed fast and stay competitive in the market, it's got to be Google.
Yeah, no, that's definitely unsurprising, and I don't know, it'll be really interesting to see where the heck we are in another couple months.
Exactly. So we're going to try and repeat this test every quarter, if not sooner. It might be sooner, depending on if there's big announcements being made. And we're going to stick with this format from now on for large language models, which is the 6 tasks. It might be worth at some point doing a generative one for image creation too, given everything that's happening there. Maybe we'll do that for a different show. But I know you guys did that with the podcast episode not too long ago, right?
Yeah, it's always great to figure out how many weird hands and fingers you're going to get. Getting an extra arm is always a killer. So,
all right. So if you've got questions about AI specifically that you want some help with, go to our free Slack group. Go to trustinsights.ai/analytics for marketers. And if you want help with the operation or deployment of AI in your organization, go to trustinsights.ai/contact. And John, who is our scorekeeper and our resident statistician, will be happy to help you out.
This is it. Much easier than manning a board real time. We can get you hooked up and get your whole org educated on what's going on here.
Exactly. That's going to do it for this week's show. Hope you enjoyed the bake-off. Hope that you have useful information now that you can go and use in your tasks. And we'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching today. Be sure to subscribe to our show wherever you're watching it. For more resources and to learn more, check out the Trust Insights podcast at trustinsights.ai/TI podcast and a weekly email newsletter at trustinsights.ai/newsletter. Got questions about what you saw in today's episode? Join our free Analytics for Marketers Slack group at trustinsights.ai/analytics for marketers. See you next time.